Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if this is your first time clicking on a video and checking it out, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you hear and see, and if you're returning from a previous video, as always, thank you guys for your continued support. Love you all so much. So we are here to do a whip and chat. As promised, I said that I will be recording a whip and chat next. This is my 80 by 60. Can you see anything on here? No. Okay. This is my 80 by 60 landscape that I told you guys I took to the retreat and I've been working on. I have my last corner here in the bottom, and we're going to finish this together. Now, if I have to do a little time lapse because I run out of things to say, we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, I left this big square because it's kind of like where the rocks are and the water ended. And I thought, I'm just going to do it all in one shot and we'll talk. If you are new to diamond painting and new to diamond painting YouTube, welcome. I hope you are loving it. And if you don't know what a whip and chat is, it simply means that I am going to work on one of my whips, my work in progresses, which is this. The only reason why I'm not showing the entire canvas is because we're going to do a post review in the end. So I'm going to finish this with you as I talk, and you can work on your own whip, or you can do whatever you want to do. Walk on the treadmill, go for a walk outside. Oops, I just hit you. I am being very violent today. Yeah, whatever you want to do, you can do while you listen to this. And yeah, I hope to entertain you a little bit, share a little bit of my life with you. I'm going to give you guys a lot of updates. It's been a while since I had a whip and chat, I feel like. Even though I feel like I've been releasing videos, it's been a hot second. So anyway, but before I continue on, I wanted to show you guys these. Look at these. Do you like cannolis? Because I love me some cannoli. Yeah, oh my God, aren't they so pretty? They're so pretty. Leave the gun, grab the cannolis. Ha! You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, anyway, I got these and I was like, you can't have one. You can't have one until you're done your assignment. So I finished my assignment. I made myself a nice little cup of decaf coffee because I've had too much caffeine today. And I'm really trying to chill out on that. So I made a nice cup of decaf coffee. I'm going to eat one of these. I'm going to drink my coffee and just like chill because I finished my rough draft of my final assignment. I'm going into week 6 tomorrow of my class. If you guys don't know, I'm in school for my bachelor's degree in nursing, and I'm in my first class like in I don't know how many years. But anyway, the point being is it's only 7 weeks long, and I'm on the last 2 weeks. And week 6 is very light load, so super excited about that. Although my discussion post is ridiculous. Like I read the whole thing. There's like, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, it's still a light week. I have no like big projects or assignments due. I handed one in today. I had like 20 minutes to spare. But I'm pretty happy with it. It's a rough draft. My final will be due in 2 weeks from today. And yeah, I'm excited. Like I'm like really almost done this class, my first class. Currently running with an A. We'll see what my discussion post this week and my paper bring my grade to. I'm hoping to keep this A. I've been working very, very hard for it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my reward. And when I'm done, wash my hands so I don't get it all over my canvas, and be back to finish this whip and chat. I just wanted to share these with you guys because aren't they beautiful? Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Guys, you already know. You already know. If you've been here for a minute, you already know it's the next morning. I ate that cannoli and I went nighty-night. So, yeah, it's the next morning. Well, what happened was I worked Sunday night and I had to get up early to work on the paper that I submitted that I ate my celebratory cannoli for. So I only slept till 1. So I was tired. And it was like midnight or 12:30. I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock. So it was like 12:30 when I recorded that beginning part of this video and showed you my beautiful cannoli, which was absolutely fabuloso. So yeah, we're just gonna do the whip and chat part of this video now. And I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on in my world. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's been having a great summer. Are you guys ready for fall? Are you guys ready for things to cool down? I am, which is unusual, but you know, I don't want to be a broken record. You just know that I've been enjoying the cooler months with my dog. Although it has been a fun summer, and she gets worn out quicker in the summer. I have, for if you're new here, I have a Rottweiler. Her name is Mugi, M-U-G-I. It's Korean for weapon, but she's a sweetheart, loves people more than anything. She is starting to grow up. Like, I usually say she's afraid of everything, but she displayed to me today that she's really getting her confidence. So I'm going to just give you guys a little backstory on her. She last year, so she just turned a year in March. This past March, she turned a year. March 3rd is her birthday. So she's currently, like a year and 5 months? She's not even a year and a half yet. And we call her a scrotty, a scared Roddy. She's skittish around things. She's like afraid of weird things. And I said to Bob, you know, how do we get her to gain more confidence? I don't understand why she's so scared of everything. And he was like, she's a puppy. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but like when she was a puppy, she wasn't I don't think she was afraid of things like this. And now that I think about it, like, I guess she was, because I'm going to tell you, last year in the summertime, you know, when she was just, like, I guess 4 months old, 5 months old, and, you know, in the summertime, people get their roofs replaced. So in my neighborhood, we're never short of somebody getting their roof replaced. And last year we had several people on my block get their roof replaced, including right across the street, my neighbor across the street. I've spoken about him quite a few times. He's the one who lost his wife last year. Was it last year? It's a shame, because she would have, I know every time he sees Mugi, he thinks that his wife would have loved her. She was like a huge dog lover. But I've officially done all the 310s in this beautiful picture. On to the next. I keep jumping all over the place. But the point is Mugi was terrified of roofers, like terrified. There were times when, okay, so one time I had her across the street. We were throwing the ball for her and the Doberman, and all of a sudden she just takes off and runs back home. Like, ran through the wooded pathway, through a person's backyard, and crossed the road and ran home, like before we could even understand what was happening. And I come through the wooded pathway, and she's like on my porch. Thank God no cars were coming. You know, it's not a huge busy road, but people tend to speed in my neighborhood because it's a big neighborhood to get through. And you can only, you know, you're only supposed to go 25 miles an hour. So anyway, I mean, I was really upset because if a car had been coming, she would have gotten hit. So when I get to the porch, she's like shaking, and I'm like, what happened? We were thinking, you know, did she get scared by the Dobie? Like, what is going on? And she's shaking, sitting on our porch, standing on the porch by the front door, and she's looking out onto the street. And I look, and she's staring at the house on the corner that you could barely see from the park where we were. And there's people on the roof scraping the roof off, and she's shaking. And I was like, oh my God, she hates roofers. She hates, like, she's terrified of roofers. The first time I ever encountered it was I was walking with her, and they, like, around the block, I was taking her around the block, and we were like almost home. Like, let's say this is the block, okay? My house is on the corner. We went all the way around. We got here, and a house was having their roof done, and she would not walk past it. Would not walk past it. And luckily, I saw the Dobie walking this way. So I yelled to the Dobie's mom, and I was like, can you bring her over here to see if, you know, she'll follow Zoe? Because she won't walk past. Like, I couldn't even get her to go across the street and walk past it. She was so scared of them. Like, terrified. And so the Dobie's mom walked over, and we, with some coaxing, she followed Zoe back past the house. I mean, I still had to pull on her leash a little bit. She was terrified of these roofers on, like, I guess she's looking at them like they're aliens, like, on the roof, right? So, and then when my neighbor across the street was having his roof done, no one was on the roof when I took her outside initially, and we walked around to the side of the house. She went potty and everything. And I wasn't going to take her around the block. I just took her out to go potty. And when I went to walk back to the front, they were on the roof. And I couldn't even get her to go walk to the front of our house because they were on the roof across the street. I had to knock on the window and get Bob to come outside. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, she won't come to the front of the house. Like, I even tried going. So again, this is my house, and the roofers are over here, and we're on the side, and she wouldn't come around to the front so I even went around to the back and went around this way, wouldn't come to the front. So Bob tried. She would not. He could not. She kept pulling out of her harness. So we had to open up the back door and let her out back there. And then when I left with her for the day to go somewhere, I literally had to pull my car up to the side of the house because I couldn't get her to go outside to get in the car, and take her out from the back and walk her and put her in the car on the side of the house. I mean, like, her fear was huge about these roofers. And I'm just like, what is wrong with her? Like, well, today I take her outside, and there's roofers on the side of my house, like right when we start the walk. So again, like, this is my house, or this is the block, right? Here's my house, and we start walking this way, and there's roofers right here. And we got to the side of the house, and she saw them, and she started growling and barking at them. And she still let me walk with her. So I was testing it. So I kept telling her, it's okay, it's okay. and I kept walking towards it, and she kept growling. And when we got in front of the house, she stopped in front of the house, and she just stared them down. And we were standing there, and she just kept watching them work. And then one of them noticed her, and he whistled at her, and she just kept staring at them. And then and I kept saying, it's okay. And I got her to walk with me. And she kept stopping and turning around and looking at them like suspicious. But she walked around, you know, I was able to walk her past it and everything. So, you know, I brought her home and I said, yeah, she really is starting to grow up. Like, she let me walk her by roofers, and Bob's like, wow. So he was right. It was just because she was a puppy. I didn't think that, you know, I mean, I guess like I'm starting to see how, you know, she does bark when she hears noises at night, especially at night. And then Bob has been cleaning out the garage, and he was coming in with a bunch of coats, and so you couldn't see his face. And he opened up the front door, and she looked up, and all she saw were these coats coming in the house. And she literally jumped up and lunged towards the front door, like growling and snarling. And he moved the coats out of the way, and then she could see his face, and she just was like standing there like, wait, it's you. And he's like, what are you barking at me for? And I was like, you look like, I don't know what you look like. Probably like not even a person. She didn't know what it was. It's just a bunch of coats coming in the house. Like, what the heck? So yeah, but she didn't even, which is funny because like if there's an Amazon box on our porch, I have to move the box for her to go to the front door. It's weird. So I would have thought she'd be afraid of like a bunch of moving coats. Does that make sense? Like, I would have thought but she lunged at it like she was going to attack it. Move these over. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, she's starting to come into her own. She's starting to get, you know, that, because, you know, they have that natural, Rottweilers supposed to have the natural instinct to protect. And it seems like, and I used to think, oh, she doesn't have that instinct. But no, she's just, and everyone kept saying, she's just a puppy. She's just a puppy. And I'm like, okay, but, you know, I guess I was just comparing it to other people. Like, I would read people are like, oh, they've been protective since day one and all this stuff. And I'm like, not her. But then I did read, like, they won't fully come into their, like, guarding, protective instinct until they're, like, 2 is when they'll really start to display. So, yeah, I'm starting to see her evolve. It's been fun watching her. I feel like I've been able to really watch her more than I was able to watch Soju, because I don't remember a lot of all of this part of her, like watching her personality transform, because when I got her, you know, my kids were young, so I was like still, you know, working full time, had 2 younger children, all like the parenting things that you had to do. Like, I just remember, you know, driving them everywhere. Their like reports and all the school things, keeping track of when you have to go visit the school and parent-teacher conferences. So like, you know, you're just like immersed in the mother role. So I don't remember like when Soju was like a puppy like that. But I like not, like, I feel like I'll remember Mugi. So I'm trying to really not take advantage of, you know, having the time to really invest. And I guess also because, you know, Soju was just, her breed is just so easy. Like, pugs are so easy to train because they're such people pleasers that you don't even really ever have to yell at them. In fact, I tried not to yell at Soju. I mean, I really didn't have to, but like they're so sensitive that, you know, yelling at them, like, I mean, really, really hurt their feelings. I mean, it really hurt her feelings. Like, so I wouldn't yell at her. I would, all you had to do was like just look at them like you were upset, and they knew. They're so instinctive. Like, they would see your face, like if you looked at them like you were upset with them, and their ears would go down and their face would get sad. Like, so you didn't have to raise your voice to them, because that was just too much for Soju. She couldn't, you know, like, that would hurt her feelings too much. She, you know, her, like, you didn't have to yell at her. So, you know, they're just so easy to train because, like, their whole instinct is just to make you happy. All right. So anyway, other ways that, I guess I'm going to just give you quick Moogs updates. So she's been swimming, and I thought that was going to be my update, that, like, you know, she swims. Like, we got her in, it's called the Mullica River. We got her in the Mullica River, and I got her a life vest. So I got her this life vest because we were going over my friend's son's house, and he has an in-ground pool, and my friend was like, you know, bring the dogs to swim. And I ordered on Amazon overnight delivery this life vest. Super cute. It's like tie-dye, but it was literally the only one that came overnight in her size. And she was afraid of it. I was like wearing it around the house on my waist, trying to get her not to be afraid of it. She wouldn't let me put it on while we were home. She was scared. So when we get to the pool, I was able to get it on her because my friend put one on her best friend Duchess, and so she saw Duchess running around with one. So then I was able to like grab her and put hers on, and she was fine once it was on. And I did get her in the water, and, you know, she did, like, I held her and then I let her go, and she swam in the life vest to the steps. And, you know, I went home and I told Bob. I didn't get any video of it, and it was really the first time that she ever like swam. So then I went with my friend to the Mullica River. She showed me this place, and I went into the water and I did the same thing. And once we got her going, then she was like swimming. Like, she would go and chase the ball. So the next day, Bob wanted to see her, so Bob and I went back, and he's so funny. The next day we go back, and there was a couple canoers where I took her, and, you know, they were just doing a pit stop eating, and they weren't afraid. We let her off the lead, and he went into the water, and he had her, you know, took a little bit of coaxing, but as soon as she started like swimming, oh, she was like having a ball. And he's like, he was like a proud dad. It was so cute. He's like, this is a big deal. He's telling the canoers, this is the first time she's done this. This is, you know, and they're just like, oh. He's like, you don't understand. Like, this, like, she's been afraid. And I'm like laughing. Like, they're just like, oh, that's great. Like, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, he's like a proud daddy. So I do have video of that, of Bob and her in the water and him throwing it for her. And you can see, I'm going to share that video with you. It's so stinking cute. You can see where she gets to the point where she can't walk in the water anymore. And she takes this little hop and then she starts swimming, and it's adorable. She's in her little life vest. It's so stinking cute. So and that was the only video I thought I was gonna be able to share with you guys of her swimming, but no, she went and so wait, I'm just gonna share this video first, and yeah, and then I'll tell you what happened just this past week. So this was a couple weeks ago that she did this with the life vest, but enjoy the video and I'll explain the next part.
Good girl. Give me. Give me. Give me. Give me. Good girl. You ready to go get it again? Can you drop it? Good girl.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video of her swimming in the water with Bob. So then my neighbor and I went out with our dogs, and his dog is a huge swimmer, like swims really far, is a very confident swimmer, and it's one of her best friends. And he always takes us to like these areas all around, and I don't know how he knows about all these hiking trails and stuff. So he tells me about this area where he takes Diesel to go swimming all the time. And I tell him, you know, I'd like to go visit it. So we get there and he parks like down the road, and we have to walk up and then across the street. And I think he does that to make it look like we're not actually like back there, because there's all these signs. There's this gate and all these signs on the gate like keep out on all this stuff. And I'm like, and he just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, just crawl under it. I'm like, okay. And he's like, they just don't want the kids back here partying because there's like this really nice lake back here. And I was like, okay. I'm like, are you sure there's like not bears back here? I was joking. And then after I said that, there's like this freaking deer leg, hoof and all, just like laying there. And I'm like, oh my God, Mugi's sniffing it. I pull her away from it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, caca. That's what I say when I tell her not to go near something. And then when we get to the actual gate to go like under it, there's a freaking spine, like the whole spine was just sitting there. And I'm like, maybe there are bears in here. And he started laughing. We do have bears in Jersey. I mean, it was just weird. Like there's like pieces of, it was probably honestly roadkill that had decayed on the side of the road, and it just happened to be in front of this gate. But anyway, so yeah, we walked down and it was this really pretty like beach area. The first time he took me there were people back there like with beach umbrella. So I know that, you know, and you could see there were remnants of a fire probably from when they were back there. So, and he told me, he's like, I've never seen people back here. And I'm like, I guess not. It says like keep out and all this other stuff. So I guess that is why they have those signs out there. But anyway, so I put her life vest on her, and we do get her in the water. It took some coaxing. Again, it took some coaxing. Like she hadn't swam in a little bit. The last time she did it was with Bob, so it took her a little coaxing to get her back in the water. But we got her chasing the ball with the life vest. And then they were running around, and I was afraid she was going to get overheated with that thing on. So I took it off. And he was like, well, let's see if she swims. I'll go out and get her if she can't. And he had already walked into the water, so I knew he would not be afraid of getting wet. And so he threw the ball for her, and she did. She went out and swam without the vest to get this ball. So I do have video of her doing that as a big girl, and I sent it to Bob while we were out there, and he writes me back. He's like, oh, our baby's all grown. So I'm going to play that video for you now of her swimming without her vest.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Good
Come on.
job, Mugi.
Good girl. Good boy, Diesel.
You
Good
doing it
boy.
without your vest. You're such a big girl. Isn't she so cute? I just love the end of that video where she's coming out of the water and her hair's all wet, and she just looks, I mean, I'm like, she's so perfect. She's like built so beautifully. I know I'm obsessed with her. But anyway, yeah, so she is a swimmer. If we had a pool, she would be like jumping in. But again, if you notice the little hop she does once she realizes her feet can't hit the water anymore, it's so stinking cute. But yeah, so it took all summer, but we got her swimming. And it's my girlfriend's birthday. It's like my best friend's birthday coming up. So we're talking about taking them to the beach or something. And I don't think she's going to go in the ocean. And honestly, I don't want to go in the ocean. But, yeah, I'm going to... I don't know. We're either going to go to the beach or go to a lake. I would rather go to a lake, to be honest with you. I think that a lake during the week would be less busy, although the water levels are very, very low right now. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what we've been up with. And I took her to the dog park yesterday. I took a break from writing my paper, and she really wanted me to take her somewhere. So I took her to the one that does have water, and it's so low, like she just can wade in it. There's no swimming or anything. It's just she can walk in it. When it's high, like she would be able to swim in it. But and then when we were leaving, there was this little puppy. It was a cattle dog Chihuahua mix, Juniper. She was so stinking pretty and cute, and she was just obsessed with Mugi. And I had Mugi on a leash because, like, on my way into that water area, there was like this little toddler running around. So I didn't know if they were still there or what. So I was walking her back out of the dog park leashed, and we ran into that puppy, and the toddler was gone. So, you know, they were like, oh, is she friendly? And I said, oh, yeah. And I unleashed her, and they started running and chasing each other. This like, I mean, literally she was probably like 5 pounds, if that, this little puppy. And they just had so much fun together, and the owners were like so happy to see like how friendly she was with their dog. She just loves puppies. So yeah, she had a good time. She was so tired when we got back. But oh no, that is not all of my Mugi updates. I wanted to let you guys know what was going on with her as far as limping. So if you are new to my channel, she was having this limp. Long story short, I like requested x-rays, and they diagnosed her with mild elbow dysplasia. Recommended we go see an ortho. So we did. And he said, you know, well, medically, if you want to do anything medically, the next step would be to sedate her again. Now, I spent over $1,000 for the x-rays because she had to be sedated for them. And which is fine. I got reimbursed a lot of it because I have insurance for her. But, you know, afterwards she was groggy. She ended up with a UTI the next day. Like, she was sick after. It wasn't like a super easy recovery where the next day she was just herself again. You know, it was not fun. So, Bob was like, well, what are the chances that it is growing pains? You know, because one thing that the x-rays showed was that her growth plates were not closed, that she was still growing lengthwise. I mean, she's really tall. She's tall and slender. And the ortho doctor was like, it could be. He's like, yeah. He's like, her growth plates aren't closed. And, you know, it absolutely could be. You know, that's common in large breeds. It's common in Rottweilers. And so I was like, he was like, Bob's like, well, can we wait and see? And the vet was like, the ortho was like, you know, that's not a bad idea. If you want to wait, that's fine. Like, basically what he said was, the next step would be a CT. If she does have dysplasia, you know, you could do surgery. And from what I understand is, it's like there's pieces in the elbow that they would take out. Not like, there's like chips, fragments that cause the pain. So he said, you know, you're certainly not on like a strict timeline to make a decision. He said, you have time, you know, and her growth plates will close within a few months, should close within a few months. He's like, you don't have to do surgery. Like, you're not in like a crunch time to get surgery done. He said the only time that surgery is too late for like elbow dysplasia is if she develops arthritis. Then we would not be able to, then surgery wouldn't help, you know. So, and he's like, and you know, she's a puppy. We're not worried about that right now. So he said, if you want to wait a few months till her growth plates close and see if the limping stops, he's like, that's not a bad idea. You know, of course, I was like, what would you do if this is your dog? And he's like, well, I'm a little biased. You know, I probably would do the CAT scan because he's an ortho. So he's like, but, you know, like I said, it's not a bad plan to wait. And Bob's like, yeah, I just really don't want to put her through that again. And I was like, I don't want to put her through it either, but I also don't want her to like be in pain every time she's trying to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, and I don't want to wait until it's something we can't take care of. Like, you know, if we can keep her from having years of pain, then I'd like to do that. So I was kind of for the CAT scan, but Bob was really like, I don't want to put her through that right away. Like, she just had all that anesthesia, blah, blah, blah. So we agreed to wait a few months. He's like, you know, August, September, see how she's getting around. And I have to tell you guys, there's been, I mean, like, she had 0 limping for weeks. And I feel like I must have jinxed her, because I literally said to Bob, I was like, she hasn't been limping at all. And he's like, no, not at all. And I mean, like, her activity has not decreased. So it's not that. It's not like this dog still is go, 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 go. So, and then like the next day, I think it was Monday morning, I'm like, is she limping? So he was like, it was hard to tell. He's like, no, it's because she's got something in her mouth. And then we're watching her and we're like, maybe she's limping a little bit. I don't know. I haven't seen it again, but like for weeks there, she was not limping. No matter how much we took her out, no matter how much she ran. So I'm not sure now. Like, I was pretty convinced that, you know, it was seen on an x-ray. She has this, but now I'm not so convinced. I mean, she is on the joint supplement, so I'm like, what if that's masking it? But then I'm like, if it's so mild that a joint supplement masks it, does that mean she needs surgery? I don't know. I guess I should have asked that. But I showed him the video of what I took of her limping, and what I showed the vet, and he was like, that's a super mild limp. Like, he was not impressed. But I mean, I felt like he was almost saying, like, yeah, like, that's not very concerning. It's certainly not slowing her down. So, I don't know. But we're keeping an eye on her. So far, the limping has been very non-existent until yesterday. And I think she was, but I didn't see it when she was running with that cattle dog Chihuahua, and they were running. I mean, really running. And that cattle dog was trying to, like, I was like, you can already see she's trying to herd her. And they're like, oh yeah. It's so funny how that's like, how she doesn't have to be taught that. Like, that's just in her, you know, her desire, because that's bred in her. It's weird. It's like, can we bred things in us? Like, we can't do that with humans. like these dogs have genetically been bred to do jobs by humans. Can we breed humans like that? Like, oh, amazing work ethic. Well, my husband's been watching The Prophet, and with Marcus something, I don't know. And he's a billionaire. And I'm like, I am not watching it. I'm like, I can hear it while I'm cooking or something. Like, even when I'm diamond painting. Yesterday, even when I was writing my paper and my door was open, I guess that's how loud the TV is. I could hear him talking, this Marcus guy. And, like, he's so freaking smart when it comes to business, guys. Like, you ever listen to these people talk? It's not a question of how they got rich. It's like, you know when they speak, it's like, oh, that's how you made your money. You're smart as hell. Like, he's so the whole thing of the profit is like, you go there and with your, it's almost like Shark Tank, but you're only pitching it to him. It's exactly like Shark Tank almost. But no, it's not exactly like Shark Tank. I'm sorry, I take that back. It's like Shark Tank in the beginning, where they pitch their idea, their business, and they try to get him to invest and help. Like, not just invest, but he also becomes like a consult for them. Is that what it is? Like he'll go with them to, what's it called? He'll go with them to where they run the business, that he watches how they run the business. He sees what's wrong with the way they're running the business, what, like what they need to change. He flushes out the bad ideas. He does, he brings in clientele and has them, like the one was an exercise idea, and he brought in a bunch of people. I don't know where he got these people, like regular people, had them take a class, and then asked them questions afterwards. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What would you like to see? Like, and did some changes, and, sometimes invests in them. So anyway, like when he's going around talking to them to find out what their business is about, he's asking them, like, how much did you make last year? How much inventory do you have? Like, where do you get your inventory from? And like, he's talking to them, and he's like, the business concepts that he's saying, like, well, your model is blah, blah, blah. This, and it's just insane to me. I'm just like, this guy is so freaking smart. Like, he's telling them, sometimes they don't even know. Like, he's like, well, this and that. I can't even talk like him. I can't even, like, make up like I'm not even going to pretend, oh, I can't even you gotta watch him to understand what I'm talking about. I'm just like, it's like he knows every single business technique, every single, like, it's just insane to me. I'm just like, he's just like a business encyclopedia, and he's telling them, in order to make money, you got to stop doing this and start doing this. And like, I'm putting it in like 3-year-old terms here, but it's so impressive. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee. How did I get on this subject? What was the point of this? There was a point. I'm using my daughter's Glenda cup. Wait, there was a point. I have no idea. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I started recording, and I didn't get very far before my phone rang, and I didn't know. And because I have it on silence, but I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb, so it turned my camera off, and I was talking. And I got a little bit of diamond painting done while I was doing that, but not much. So I'm just gonna, I don't know where I left off. I think I was talking about Marcus, and I don't know why, and I didn't go back to look and see why, but we're done with that. Yeah, he's, crazy smart, a billionaire. We all know why, because he's so smart and blah, blah, blah. So good for him. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about the Airbnb. If you didn't see that video, I talked about an experience with Airbnb. I think it was back in June. My best friend, Bob, and I, and our 2 dogs, well, my dog and her dog, we went away. we just went up north. It was like 2.5 hours away. And, you know, we took them on a little adventure. We stayed for 2 nights. And the house was, for the most part, disappointing. There were good things about the house, but for the most part, it was disappointing. It was falsely advertised as like being directly on the lake. And it was dirty outside. Like, we didn't utilize the outside at all, the backyard, the fire pit, because it was gross. The furniture was gross. It clearly does not get much love as far as maintenance goes and keeping up with appearances outside. And the inside, like, the kitchen was falling apart a little bit, but like, it still was nice. It was doable. Like, the stupid things like some of the drawers were like off the track. The cabinet doors were kind of hanging a little crooked, and this and that. It had wear and tear on it. And you can tell that they had a very nice, at once it was very nicely upgraded, and you know, it had been a few years and had some wear and tear in it. That wasn't a problem, whatever. But they ended up, like, weeks after we stayed there, texting me, because I guess they left me a message on Airbnb, and I wasn't going on there. I didn't know. And they were like, we have some questions, or, you know, thank you for your stay. If you had any issues, if you could let us know before posting a review, because that highly impacts our business. In the meantime, if you could address the message about the damages that were found at our property after you left. And I was like, damages? What are they talking about? So I log on to Airbnb, and I read their message, and it was like, they sent me 3 photos, and the first photo was this pair of like $2 tongs, $4, whatever, like super cheap tongs that fell apart while I was cooking in their kitchen, because they had no propane in the tank to grill. So as I was flipping the sausages, it was a pair of metal tongs with like the end parts that grabbed the food were plastic. They slid right out of. It was disgusting. Like, I was like kind of put off, because I'm like, oh my God, what if there was like food or water or something that came out from in between? Like, it just grossed me out. It really did. So, like, I looked at my friend, and like the plastic piece was in the frying pan, and I look at her, and she's like, what? And I'm like, look. And we just started laughing, because like we were already saying like the place was kind of dumpy, and we started laughing, and I was like, what the heck, man? Like, what the heck? And then as the night went on, we discovered that the coffee pot didn't work. We had to go to the dollar store, we ended up getting instant coffee for the morning, because I was like, listen, we just need something to get us out the door in the morning. And then, you know, if we need to go to a Dunkin', we can go to a Dunkin', no big deal. Because she wanted to buy a coffee pot. I was like, oh, hell no, I don't want a $30 coffee pot sitting in my garage. Like, that doesn't make sense. So we bought instant coffee, and it did the trick. I actually bought a coffee mug, because their coffee mugs were like these scratched up plastic old mugs. And I was like, yeah, I just don't want to use their mugs. So I bought a mug from the dollar store. So anyway, they sent me a picture. I left the tongs out. My husband's like, you're going to leave these out? He says we should just throw them away. I said, no, I want them to see that it's like they have garbage in their drawers. Like, they need to replace these. So I left them out as a courtesy. Okay. And they took a picture of it and filed it as damages. Okay. and they took a picture. So when we got there, their toilet paper was on a hook. You know how when you have a towel rack set, and sometimes they have one or two hooks that you can either put a hand towel on or like a robe on. They had one of those next to the toilet, in between the toilet and the sink, and it was for a hand towel, but they had the toilet paper on it, and it was just odd. Like I immediately noticed it, and I thought to myself, like, why wouldn't they just have like an actual toilet paper holder, like a standing, like if they couldn't put it in the wall or anything, like I get that, but like even just like a freestanding one. And I just thought it was odd, but we kept putting it there because that's where it was so, you know, whenever we used the toilet paper, we would pull it down and then we would put it back there because that's what you normally do. You leave things as you find them. And they went and took a picture of a toilet paper holder, and you can see the drawer underneath of them open. Like the drawer was open and they're holding this toilet paper holder in their hand. Okay. And I'm just like, what is that? A prop? Like, are you serious right now? Like, I can see the drawer is open. Like, I was so furious, guys. I like wrote them back and I was like, are you kidding me right now? You're trying to blame damages on me, like for things that were in the house when I got there? Are you like, how would I even know that that was a damage? I mean, like I could go to, you know, Home Depot and buy a toilet paper holder or buy a towel rack and take a picture of it and say, hey, you left damages in my house. Like that is a prop. How about showing me the hole in the wall where the toilet paper holder got ripped off the wall? That would be damages. Like, you know, taking a picture of an item and claiming that it's damages is just wild. But I freaked out on them and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, we left that house spotless. And they never wrote me back. So I went and I put a review, and I was still kind. Like, I still said the positives because I'm a very honest person in that sense. And I left like what I thought was good about the house. And, you know, I gave them, Bob said, give them 3 stars. Because, you know, my anger, I was like, I'm giving them 1 star. Like, he's like, no. So I did. I gave them 3 stars and I left even after they accused me. Okay? Because I'm not trying to just be like an angry whatever. So I leave this review and I ended it with, they tried to claim we left damages for things that were already wrong with the house when we got there, which was concerning. You were very limited on how many words you could write. Like, I didn't realize that. I felt like there were reviews that were way longer than mine, but it kept capping me out and making me delete things and rewrite things so that I could get everything in there that I wanted. And so I had left it like that. And I don't hear anything for a long time. Okay, because we're in August now, right? Now remember, we stayed there back in June. So all of a sudden, weeks later, I get a text message, and it says, and it's from them. It's a text message, and it says that they're very disappointed. They thought we could handle our issues privately, but after seeing my review, they see that that's not the case, and that they want me to remove my review, or they're going to charge me $150 for these damages they claim. And they go on to say, we've already uploaded the proof of your damages, video and pictures to Airbnb, and they agreed that this was a appropriate resolution, that if you remove the review, then they won't charge us the $150. So I didn't say anything to them. I'm like, oh my God, they're trying to blackmail me for a good review. This is crazy for something I didn't even do. So Bob and I call Airbnb and I tell them, I'm like, they're trying to blackmail me. They're threatening me. You know, they're lying. We didn't leave any damages. And I said, and on top of all of that, they're saying that you agree with this. You agree with them blackmailing me, and that I should remove my review to not be charged for these false damages, and that you're on board with this. Like, you guys think that this is an appropriate resolution, blackmailing me for a good review. And they were like, oh, no, 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 no. I said, well, I have proof. I can send you a screenshot of the text messages they sent me and what they said. And they were like, yes, please. So they opened up a chat and they said, you know, just upload the pictures there. So I did. And basically the next day, and in their text message, they said to me, you have 24 hours to respond. I was like, whatever. So the next day, I get a text message. I get a message on the Airbnb app from Airbnb support. And the guy says, listen, I'm going to be out of the office for 2 days. However, I am going to look into this and I will resolve this. Rest assured, this will be taken care of. I just want to let you know, that I will be out of the office. If anything happens prior to my return, just add it to this thread and, we'll assist you. So I said, okay, no problem. Enjoy your time off. So the next day, and that was the next day. Well, I guess an hour or so later, I get another text message from the host. Now, the host is not a person. It's not like an individual person that owns this property. It's actually like a company, okay? And so that's one thing I'm going to tell you guys, if you rent from these places, that I would not trust a company. Like a normal person, I think, is more trustworthy because, they want a good review. They have one property they're trying to make money off of, where these companies, they have multiple properties and they're just like, they're scammers. They're scam artists. Like, so I will never, ever rent from a company again. So I'm going to tell you all the things I've learned from this experience. Okay. So that's one. I will only rent from an individual person. That's the host and owner. And then they say to me the next day, they text me and they basically continue to threaten me. They're like, so, based on your silence, we're going to go ahead and move forward with uploading. Now they're saying they have to upload it. The first set of text messages, they said, we've already sent in. Now they're saying, you've made your decision, unless you want to remove. Now they're giving me a choice again. Unless you want to remove your review. And then they send a link to Airbnb support to make it look like they've been talking to them. Like, no, dude, I've been talking to them. Okay. And they're like, they said to go ahead and upload our proof of your damages, if you do not want to comply or something like that. So I shoot these messages, okay? I upload them to that message link that Airbnb support gave me. And he said, you know, if you have any other issues, you know, feel free to upload it here. I said, they are continuing to threaten me and harass me. I blocked their number. If they try to reach out to me in any way again, I am going to get a restraining order and no contact order from these people. I said, I cannot believe that 2 nights has ended in this nightmare. Like, they need to stop harassing me and threatening me. And a couple hours later, someone from Airbnb did me right. They called me. So I guess like somebody else took over because that guy went on vacation, and you know, the host, the travel company, continued to bother me. And he was like, you know, basically apologizing, saying that that's not how they do conduct business. They do not agree with, you know, blackmailing people for good reviews. And because I had said, I was like, you know, you need to look into these, like in my message with the second set of text messages. I'm like, you guys need to look into this company. They are representing your company. They are on your website. You should look to see if they've threatened anybody else with the same damages, because these, like, they are liars. You can see they're lying, because in my first set of text messages I sent you, they said you've already reviewed the damages. They've already uploaded all that. Now they're saying you're asking for them. I said they're a bunch of scammers. They're liars, and you know, I don't appreciate having to deal with these people. Like, this is crazy. And so the guy says to me, he's like, I can see that they sent me $150 charges, and you're supposed to click on it, and then you say accept or decline. He's like, I want you to decline those charges. And so he walked me through how to decline them. And he's like, we'll handle it from here. If you hear it, if anything else happens, you know, feel free to call us or whatever. And yeah, so that was the end of that. I haven't heard anything. And then one day I did try to look up the property to see if my review was still there. And I couldn't find the property. So I thought that they had kicked them off, which would have been amazing, because these people they shouldn't be renting. But then a couple days later, I looked for the property and I did see it. Bob's like, let it go, it's over, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it is. Like, I hope it is. But I don't know. And they also were like, you know, we can always just respond to your review. Like, basically, yeah, we can lie to the whole world too, you know. Yeah, I know you can. So this is what I've learned. 1, don't rent from a company. 2, make sure when you do rent from any of these kind of sites that you pick a premier or premium host, okay? Because they're usually, you know, they are usually legit. Like, these people were not premier or premium. And when, you know, all this started happening, my friend went and looked, and she was like, oh my God, I should have said something to you, because she sends me a screenshot of like 3 pages of places that she's stayed at and has never had a problem. This is my first time using Airbnb, and this is what I have dealt with. And she was like, you know, she's had one issue ever, and it was a company and they were not premier. So those two things are super important. Like, you need to rent from an individual owner who, you know, will actually lose a lot of money if, you know, you leave poor reviews, and they have a vested interest, right? It's not just a worker behind a computer that's going around threatening people. And you need it to be a premier host because those people deliver excellent service, and that's how they became a premier host. Okay. 2, so no, those are 2. 3, so I went on to Reddit, and I asked Reddit, like, being accused of damages on an Airbnb I didn't do. And you won't believe how many people said that this has happened to them or happening to them. Like, it's really scary. So one person said that he stayed for like 2 days, and it was like less than $300, and they're trying to say he did $3,000 worth of damages. Like, what? He's just like, what the heck, man? Like, all we did was sleep. Like, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, who knows? Maybe some of them are not legit, but, you know, I can tell you that we did not cause any damages. And so I know that this indeed does happen. So someone had posted a response to him, and he said, listen, this is why anytime I rent, he said, I pull my camera out before I even go into the house. I'm already recording me walking up to the house, me opening the door for the first time, and I record the whole house, every room. And I do it again when I leave. Isn't this crazy? I'm just like, is this worth it? You know, just stay in a hotel. You have people that come and clean your room every day. You don't have to worry about being scammed. Like, this is bad. Bad, bad, bad for, you know, this kind of business. It's just, like, why even bother? I mean, like, we're talking about renting, like, a 4-bedroom house with a basement game room. Like, could you imagine how long it would take to walk through that house and record every room? And it's just like it's just like, why can't people just be honest? It's just crazy. So because then someone said, yeah, you have to take pictures of everything that you find broken when you find it, just like when you rent a car, so that you have real-time photos of, you know. But I like the take the video better, because, like, how would I have known that them hanging the toilet paper on a towel holder was going to come up as damages? Like, who would have? I wouldn't have known that, you know? Like, there was no hole in the wall. There was no clear, like, something got ripped off the wall, or so. I wouldn't have known to take a photo of that. So, but it would have came up in the video, you know, if I got every angle of the bathroom. Like, that's another, it's just so much, guys. But I won't stay in one unless I do this. Like, I'm definitely going to do a video before and after, because this is crazy. Like, thank God that these guys were so scummy that they were actually threatening me and trying to blackmail me, and then said that Airbnb was okay with that behavior, because, you know, who knows if Airbnb would have believed me otherwise. I don't know. Oh man, I just started doing the wrong color. Just watch your backs, guys. I never in a million years would have dreamt that I would have had this issue, you know. So, yeah, that's my Airbnb story. I am so glad that that's over with. And honestly, Airbnb did right by me, but, like, and I shouldn't have an issue using them again, but like right now, I'm looking for a place for my 50th birthday. I don't know if we can afford to do it yet or not, but I've been looking, and I've been looking on VRBO, to be honest with you. Like I said, Airbnb handled it top notch. You know, they are not corrupt, because Bob was like, I'm going to write a letter to the Better Business Bureau on them. And I was like, wait, you didn't let them handle it yet. Like when the host texted me again the second day, I was like, they're harassing me. I was like freaking out. I'm like, they're threatening me again, blah, blah. He was like, that's it, I'm writing. I was like, wait, no, this is the crazy host. This isn't Airbnb. They give them a chance to respond and like handle business. So he's like, yeah, but if they don't take care of this, I'm writing the Better Business Bureau. This is crazy. But they did. They were wonderful. They were very responsive, and yeah, they were upset that these people were talking about their business and how they practice it in a slimy way. So, but yeah, I was talking to a lot of people at work about it, and some people had already known to, they're like, oh yeah, I always do a video. I'm like, this is the stuff, like, it's just crazy that you can't even rent a place anymore. You know, and then I'm watching these YouTube shorts, and this guy like went to his Airbnb after a party. He's like, yeah, we have a ring camera. We can see how many people came and went. And it clearly said no parties, but they still had a college party. They had about 15 people here, and like there was throw up all over one of their comforters. Like there's this and this. He's like, well, tell me, you know, would you charge them damages and stuff? And I'm like, this guy's even questioning whether he should. And I didn't, and my host like sent me a pair of $2 broken tongs that fell apart while I was like cooking my food, and a prop. Like, okay. How did I get beat out? And then I did look that house up on VRBO, and they are on VRBO too. And guess what? They had a 6 point something, like 6.6 or something like that rating. Like they had over a 9.5 on Airbnb. So that's why I told them you should investigate these people. Like they're probably threatening everybody. One person also said that the outside was dirty and the coffee pot didn't work. So I wonder if they threatened her. I'm like, I wish I could reach out to these people and be like, hey, like, what did they say to you when you left that review? Did they pull a toilet paper holder out of the bottom drawer? And honestly, like when I was reading the Reddit posts, I was like, oh, I guess, you know, if I'm going to say in any way that I'm lucky, you know, I was only being accused of $150 worth of damages. But, like, what I was seeing was like $1,600. It sounds like, you know, some people are like, oh, I'm going to try to get my house paid. I mean, some repairs done from these people. I wonder how they choose who to scam. Maybe it's because I have no history. You know, like they might not scam someone who's rented 10 properties before, like my friend, and has never had an issue or a complaint, so they can't really scam them. But like someone like me who has no history, so I can't really be like, oh my God, like obviously I'm not like this. Look at all the properties I've rented through your company. Like I've never had a problem. Like maybe that's why they felt like I was an easy target. I don't know. But you can believe, and I'll say right into the Ring camera, turning my camera on, taking a video of the entire house. And when I left my review, afterwards you were allowed to send a private message to them, and I did. And I was like, you know, I can't believe that you're treating me this way. You're accusing me of these things. Like, you know, I'm a hardworking person who, you know, all we did was go up there to go to a dog park and do some hiking. We watched movies, made dinner, and sleep. And we didn't use your house to party in or anything like that. We kept it, we cleaned it exactly the way you asked us to. We left that place spotless. And this is how you thank us? Like, really? And I said, and by the way, your house reeked of pot when we first got there. And it did. Like, you might want to talk to your cleaning lady about that. But I don't really... I think the cleaning people are the owners. Like, they obviously hire this, or this company owns it. I don't know. So you probably saw that I kitted up my Bella Art diamonds. I still have to tally. I've done one tally, and the clear winner on that one was the second canvas. I think it was reading. Well, they're right behind me. Hold on. For the art dot, my next square canvas. Let me see. Cozy reading. It was pretty high up there. So it's probably going to be cozy reading, but I did get a couple more votes after. So I just have to make sure that the next one in line was number 4. And I think I got a couple votes for that one, but I don't think it was anywhere near going to win. So tomorrow, my best friend and I are going to take the dogs to a lake and have them swim. And I'm going to spend the night at her house. It's her birthday this Saturday, but I work every Saturday and Sunday. She has plans for her. She has plans pretty much every day to celebrate. And I went out today with my daughter, and I did get her a gift. But Moogs was pretty bored today. I did take her to dog park this morning, but it's so hot in the afternoon right now that, you know, she really can't, even though there was water there and everything, she really can't even hang out in the sun too long because of her dark coat. So we didn't stay very long. She was really panting. So I just took her there so she could run a little bit. The problem is as soon as she gets inside in the cool air, she's like ready to go again. And it's like, no, we were just out. So, and then I was going to go to Target and leave her in the car, but it's just so hot out. Like, I was afraid, what if the car turned off or something? I don't know. Like, and she's in there and I'm in the store shopping. Like, I always feel very rushed. Like, I don't like to, usually it's just like a run in, grab a couple things and go. And I wanted to look at the sweatshirts and stuff because that's what I got her. I got her, well, that's one of her gifts, but the other one is arriving tomorrow. The main one. But I went out and I picked out a sweatshirt for her because she always borrows sweatshirts from me and my daughter. She says she likes them. So I said to my daughter, out of all these sweatshirts, which one would you buy? And she picked one. She's like, I really like this one. I'm like, okay, because then my friend would like it. So my daughter is still celebrating her birthday. I wanted to take, we talked about taking the dogs to the beach, but it is too hot on the beach for them. Like, at least where we're going, this lake, you know, it's in the woods, so there will be trees and shade if needed. But also, like, I have no idea if Mugi would go into the ocean because of the waves, and you know, she'll probably be like terrified at first. So I'm like, what if she doesn't go in the ocean and ever cool off? Like, it is freaking hot out. I feel like that's something that I should trial when it's like kind of cool out, maybe in September, and you know, see how she does, and if she likes it, we can start taking her next year. But also, guys, have you been seeing the articles about like flesh-eating bacteria in the oceans on the west coast, I mean the east coast? Like, I don't know, it's been found in several states, and I want to say like 9 or 11 people died of it so far. And I saw this like article, it was like how to protect yourself. I'm like, oh my God, like not go in? I'm like not too keen on, I'm like, maybe we are safer just going into these lakes. I'm still waiting for my assignment that I handed in last night to be graded. My discussion posts were graded. I'm sorry guys, I'm sitting here talking and my phone wasn't recording. I apologize. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the grade. And I haven't done anything for school yet. I cleaned. I came home from the dog park and I crashed. I took a nap. Because I'm always up late. I was up late last night doing my paper, and I guess I was tired from the sun too, so we all slept. And then I came in here and I was gonna record, and then now I'm paranoid, I keep looking at my phone. And then I was like, for some reason couldn't relax. Like, I guess because my house was messy. I was like, let me clean this house first before I actually sit down. Like, I wasn't sure what I was doing. Like, I was debating on going to my girlfriend's house tonight. And then I was like, maybe I should go without Mugi because I really wanted to go to this boot camp class with her. But I also were going to go, like, take the dogs somewhere close to my house. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to drive all the way over there, then have to come back here, pick up the dog. Like, it just seemed like a lot of driving. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'll just meet you where we're going to take the dogs to swim. And then, you know, I'll come over tomorrow after that and we'll get dinner. And then we can, what is it called? We'll get dinner and then we can go to her class the next morning. So what we're going to try to do is she has 2 crates. She has one in her bedroom and one in her kitchen. So the one in her kitchen's really big. And so we're going to put Mugi in that one and then put the other one next to that one. And we'll put Duchess in that one. And we'll put them right next to each other because we were told, like, when they go to daycare together, they put them in crates next to each other and they lean up against the crates so they're touching. And that way, you know, Mugi won't feel like she's there alone. She'll know she's there with Duchess. So we think that's gonna work. She also has a camera that we can put on them to make sure they're okay. So if there's an issue, I could always leave. Maybe we'll drive separate so that she can stay in the class. And then I don't know what we're gonna plan to do on Thursday. But I probably won't stay too late because school. Like, the discussion post that I have to do this week is literally like 100 pages. I was reading it to her and it's like 3 bullet points asking a million things. Literally like 100 questions in one discussion post. I feel like that's a paper. Like, that's like, by the time I'm done writing it up, it's a paper. I can't even imagine how many resources I'm going to need to utilize. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know if, that's why I'm saying I might come home earlier on Thursday, because I don't know if even all day Friday is enough time to do that post. I don't know. Like, I haven't even tried to find any resources on it. I have to, like, break it down. You know what was funny? I was at work and there was a new girl there on orientation, and we were talking, and turns out she's in my class, like in my class. I'm like, oh my God, do you recognize my name from the discussion posts? And I was like, I wonder if I ever responded to any of yours. We were like laughing. I'm like, hardly anyone ever responds to mine because they're so long, because she asks so many things. Like, honestly, and I guess that's why I get hundreds on them, because I answer literally every single thing she asks, you know. And when I pick someone to respond to, I literally pick short ones. But when I'm reading them, I'm like, wait, she didn't do a SWOT analysis. It's like literally part of the whole post is like, they're like, she's like, include a SWOT analysis matrix. And I'm like reading her response, the person's response, and like there's no SWOT analysis matrix. And I'm like, that's why this is so short. Okay. So I'll still respond to it, because like that wasn't my job to add the SWOT analysis. You know, and it, like, I look for two things when I'm responding to someone. One, that it's short so I don't have to read a lot, and two, that their resource is easy to find. So if I click on their link and it takes me right to their resource, then I'll utilize that. We're almost done this one. I felt so bad. My daughter cleaned, cooked, went shopping for her. She's like, I threw my own birthday party. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was in such a bad like headspace. Like I really didn't want to have a party. I was miserable and stressed out. And my daughter was like, wait, so you're gonna keep going to school? And I'm like, of course. She's like, oh, but you hate every second of it. Or at least you're complaining about it all the time. I'm like, well, yeah, because it stinks, but like I have to at least get my bachelor's. And I guess if I get really burnt out, you know, and I decide not to do a master's, then I don't know. At least with my bachelor's, I can like do other things, but I probably will continue, because like I'm already kind of getting into a groove. Number 6, I missed you. Let me do my pellet. No, it's not a pelican. Hey, pelican fly, pelican fly. I've made 2 mob movie references in this Wip and Chat. Just in case you didn't notice. That was just a Scarface. Remember when he was in the jacuzzi in his room? He's like, fly, pelican fly. I love that movie. Say goodnight to the bad guy. There'll never be a bad guy like me. You need a bad guy. I always tell the truth even when I lie. It's my favorite line. I forget what my point is. Oh. I have to do, it's not a pelican, it's a seagull. I have to do the seagull's feet and beak. I wonder if you guys know who the company of this canvas is. Oh, I wanted to do a shout out to Doretta from Chocolate Diamonds. She was at the retreat, and she's a lot of fun. She had a lot of fun. I am a wallflower, but she was very vibrant and very, very involved and active, very friendly. Yeah, she has a great personality. She's got a YouTube, so I'll link her. Her YouTube is Chocolate Diamonds. I don't know if you've checked her out yet, but yeah, she is very sweet. The beak is an AB. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there, Seagull. Almost called you a pelican again. Oh, and my other reference was, remember, leave the gun, grab the cannolis. You guys know where that's from, right? You have to. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Godfather? We are almost there. P. I got to do P, U, and then all the weight ABs. All the O's are weight ABs. I was saving them for last. P. I wonder how this looks in the camera. Does it look very gappy? All right. All the O's. And we're going to be done this big canvas. I'm like literally talking to myself in my head. I didn't realize I wasn't talking to you guys. I'm sorry. But I'm excited. I'm almost done this canvas. And what do you think about when you're putting these drills down? Are you like, I'm literally like, okay, need 2, need 4, need 1. Like, is that what you think? Or am I the only one? Like, if nothing, I mean, obviously, like, if I have a show on, I'm thinking about the show. I started watching the Hunting Wives. I don't know if I can keep watching it, because there's, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that are like that. Like, you know, she comes home and her husband's in a hot tub with 2 other women, and I'm just like, if people live like that, that's fine, but I don't want to know about it. I just, like, I'm just like, why are they the people why is it always those kind of people that get the money? Or do they get the money and they become those people? Because I don't care how much money I got in my bank account. That ain't gonna happen. Like, I mean, maybe that's why, you know, like, really good people don't always win the lottery. God wants them to stay really good people. I was telling this girl at work, she's a sweetheart. She's had a lot happen. Young, beautiful woman. Young, beautiful, kind woman. And I said, if I win that $500 million, you will never have to do another thing in your life. She's like, that would be so beautiful. But I have a list of people that I would help. And she is definitely on there. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know if I can get down with that show. Like, I'm not loving it. it's very popular. I saw that Wednesday, second season's out, but I have to watch that with Bob. He's like, I don't remember anything about the first season. Do we have to watch the first season again? And I was like, well, I kind of remember it. And he's like, okay, do I have to watch the first season again? I'm like, I don't know. Do you? I was watching this. I'm always watching. I'm so torn. If I became a multi-millionaire, do I want a farm? Or do I want a beach house? I'm like, can I have a farm on the beach? Have you ever seen that? I told my mom though, I was like, Mom, if I win this money, I'm going to take you to a beach house. We're going to get a house right on the water. And we're going to be able to have bonfires on the beach at night. And she's like, okay. She sounded like she was down with it. This is a lot of weight, huh? Upside down. I've been listening to this song on repeat. Well, a couple songs. Both of them are country. One of them is by Kip Moore, and it's called She's Mine. And it's really cute. It's a song about a guy who is looking for love. And so when he's saying she's mine, he's like, if you see her out, tell her she's mine, because I'm still looking for her. Thought it was so cute. And the other one is by Toby Keith. I still can't believe he's gone. And it's called How Do You Like Me Now? I found these songs on the way to the retreat because, like, I had, 5-hour drives, 5 and 6 hour drives. And I was in the country, like, passing all these farms. So I was, like, really in the mood to listen to country music. Go figure. And I literally listened, I think, to the How Do You Like Me Now? Like, I'm not even kidding you, probably like for a whole hour straight. I was singing the lyrics. Like, I learned the whole song. And it's like and it even ends with na 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 na. It's really, like, it's a cute song. It's about how, I don't know if it's a true song. I just think it's a cute song. He's in high school and he was like a clown, and he was in love with, or he liked the, like, popular valedictorian girl. And he's like, she has no interest in him. He's too loud and goofy or whatever. And of course she's got a lot of boyfriends that are like trying to suit her. And like in the song, he's like, I heard you laughed at me when I went to Tennessee. And he's like, never knew that I would make it this far. And so then he's like saying how she married a rich guy, but like he's never home and she's crying all the time. And then he's like, who's that on your alarm clock? Who's that on your wake up call? And it's him like singing on the radio. And he's like, how do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way? Yeah, it's a really like kind of like, ha, I told you I was gonna become something song. I guess it's kind of like mean-spirited, but it's so catchy. Oh my God, guys, we're almost there. I'm sorry, I have to fix a couple things because the gapping is too much. So you gotta spread it out. That's what I do if it's like severely gappy. You know, I'll just share the gaps. All right, let me put in all the one singles. Sometimes I do that. I'll just turn it over, turn my pen over, do all my single placing, and then I'm ready to do my multi-placing. I'm so excited. I don't know, did I have any finishes in June? I don't even know if I did. Oh yeah, I had or did I finish that in August? My lions. My beautiful Oroloa. I saw that one back in stock if you guys were brotherly love. We're done. Oh no, I'm not. I have my anchors over there. Darn. I thought I got all the other colors, but this is an AB too. My anchors are the green AB. Forget what I was gonna say. Oh, I didn't keep track of time on this because it's really hard when you're at an event to like start and stop every time you talk to someone. So it's just super inaccurate, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And it was refreshing to not have to worry about a timer. But we're done that corner, guys. Okay, so now it's going to be the canvas reveal. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. All right, guys, if you didn't know already, this is a Dreamers Designs. It's called Como Sunset, and it's by Dominic Davison. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? This is the first time I get to see like the bottom row, but wow. This was my favorite part. The shadows of the boats, I couldn't wait to do them, and I was so happy they were last because I was really excited about that. The sky is always my least favorite part to do in a landscape because there's generally a decent amount of color blocking, and honestly that for me it takes longer in my mind to get through. But I'm going to show you there is some gapping. This is an old Dreamers Designs, okay? This is not the new grid. I don't have any Dreamers Designs with a new grid. It's definitely something that I plan on purchasing, hopefully sooner than later, but we'll see. Maybe I can ask from someone from my birthday, in my family, I mean, if they can give me, like maybe I can pick something out. Because I really, really want to try their new grid. Like fully together, it looks great. You know, I'm standing up over it. It's only 2-3 feet from my face and it looks beautiful. Like I don't see a ton of gapping. It's not disappointing in any way. But when I was working on it, you know, I start at the top and I wasn't happy with the gapping at first. especially just coming off of working on an Oroloa, because they're so tight. Like, there was no clicking in this, but it doesn't like look gappy, you know. It looks beautiful. It really does. And Bob's like, can we frame this and hang this up? You keep making all these beautiful paintings and we don't put them anywhere. And I was like, okay. But this is definitely one that I would only hang up in the summertime and then switch out for winter. Once I get enough of them done and framed, that would be my plan. But yeah, she's done, guys. She's beautiful. I started her on the day of the retreat, which I think was July, let me see, July 16th, and today is Tuesday. No, today is Tuesday the 12th. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Tomorrow would have been exactly 4 weeks it would have taken me. So let's see, 7, 14, 21, 28 days it took me. It took me 28 days exactly to do this. What do you guys think? I love it. 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 Oh, you know what? That is something that I should have kept track of, but I didn't. I didn't even keep track of the days that I worked on it. I think I started and I forgot I was doing that. So I don't even know how many days I actually worked on it. But yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it. This ball is so cute. Can you see it on the boat? What do you guys think? Do you love it? There's the boats. And the cafe. Yeah, this has been on my I want to do list for a minute, so I've had it for a while. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out. And if you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family and friends here at Kimbaskrafts. I would love to have you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Take care. Keep diamond painting.